you go.
Yeah. From the 720, it came out kind of weird on the.
All right, 720. What's your name or your first name and where you're actually calling from?
My name is Kendall Frazier, and I'm calling from Denver, Colorado.
Great to have you, Kendall. We appreciate the call. What opinion or question do you have, sir?
Well, first of all, I just want to compliment you guys on your show. I found it a few months ago, and it's extremely well done. And I've shared with people that, yeah, you guys talk a lot about Baylor, but it's a bigger show than just Baylor sports. So keep up the good work. I'm a K-State graduate, and I'll just tell you first off, you can't have our basketball coach back. We don't want that to happen.
Well, first
he has lit a fire under the K-State alumni base, and It's incredible what he's done. And then one other comment for you, and I'd be interested in your thoughts on this. I don't think I've ever seen the Big 12 united as it is today. And I think a lot of that is due to the new commissioner. I think he's just done a great job of coming in and uniting the conference behind one vision. And I'd be interested in your thoughts on that.
First of all, thank you, Kev. Appreciate the call from Denver and also the fact you spread the word. And heck of a run for K-State with football and then men's basketball. We appreciate you very much. Guys, on his question about, I think that I agree with you on the loyalty and the camaraderie, so to speak. I think they almost had to come together like that because of getting hit with the bombshell in July of 21.
Yeah, it was totally out of necessity for sure. They had to do that, but I think that it's amazing that they did. Look, when you take Texas and Oklahoma out of this, who were kind of unilaterally, holding a lot of things up before they even decided to make the move that they did. Yeah, I think you're going to have some unification because it's like, okay, what's best for us? And you take Texas and Oklahoma out of it, you actually do have a lot of schools that are kind of the same size or at least in the same position financially as were Texas and Oklahoma, and especially Texas when you just come to like the GDP of the Texas country of football there in Austin, and athletics is so huge that you're talking about Germany versus Luxembourg a lot of the time when it comes to the economics. I'm not even trying to knock on Texas here. They're in a different stratosphere when it comes to money before all this gets said and done compared to Kansas State or Baylor or any of these other teams. So yeah, they're thinking about things on a different level before it even gets started. So I think that's going to unify people because you've got schools that are all about on the same spot.
Yeah, I think they're like-minded. They have more similarities than differences. I mean, I know each institution's got a little bit of their own uniqueness, whether that's, the Christian side of Baylor, the Mormon side of BYU, the Metro versus, country living or whatever. Like they're not all exactly the same by any means, but I think they have enough in common for survival's sake. I think, for the first time in a long time, the conference felt like it actually won. It won a big fight because, they took it on the chin with the Oklahoma-Texas thing, but they could have stayed knocked out. They could have never gotten back up again, and instead they dusted themselves off altogether. And, I'm sure there was, various conversations by everybody involved about exploring options and doing all that. And I think when they had those, they all realized, well, better stick together. This is we are our best friends, and we better suck it up together and fight to keep this thing going. And that's what they did. And they went to work. And I think for the first time, there's one voice. And I don't give Yormark all of the credit for that because he was hired by the commissioners and the presidents, and those are the people that really ultimately tell him what to do. But there's no denying that he's come in and brought some charisma and some excitement and some new ideas. I just feel like the Big 12 is getting stale. You know what? It was just kind of there, even with Oklahoma and Texas. It's just kind of it's just there. There's nothing super unique about it, and they're still a work in progress as far as just the uniqueness of it all. But at least they're trying some new things. They're breaking free from the old shackles, so to speak, and kind of spreading their wings and exploring things and trying to be new and cutting edge. And not all that's going to hit, but it's drummed up some creativity and some excitement.
Yep.
And I think they desperately needed that. So you have everybody on the same page for the first time in conference history other than when they launched. And you've got everybody feeling like they're equals now, which they never felt like until Texas and Oklahoma decided to leave. And you've got just this energy because there's excitement about what could still be to come and about what they've all formed together. So it's a combination of factors, and it's turned into a fun thing for the Big 12.
Great stuff. Great questions. We appreciate the call from